Let's go. So, welcome teacher Yara. And today we are going to present to you the last phase 5 from the educational and pedagogical practice. We are at the Foreign Language Acquisition and Learning Group 51, 80, 50, 15, and 180 group, right, from the university. Today this video is about the panel discussion and video presentation. It's being presented by classmate Angelica Maria Ramirez Ardila and classmate Tania Pilar Villegas Urriaga, my person Juan David Cuesta Garzon, and the classmate Valeria Tapia Trujillo. So we are going to answer the different questions that are planned on the activity guide, and let's start with the first question. That is, what was the most regarding aspect of your pedagogical practice experience? So we are going to start with the classmate Tania Pilar. What
Okay,
about,
thank you.
okay, Tanya, what was the most regarding aspect of your pedagogical practice experience during this course?
Okay, and I consider that the activities that were presented during the development of the course were in the accordance with the its purpose. Saying gave us the theoretical foundation and the practical methodologies to learn and teach on the second language. I would like to highlight the participant observation and the fields diaries because they allow the identifies its use real context. Also, to create a proposal to solve problems that are generate in the meeting because at some point identify with it. Then I know I can journal that. Thank you.
Oh, that's interesting, class. Okay, so let's continue with classmate Angelica. What about you?
Uh, Actually, the most rewarding aspect of my team experience was the creating. I was able to apply to lesson planning and design activities that concern is student individual learning and difficulty was varies. Uh, for example, the teaching to the poster based on the proposal, create positive learning environment, learning with confidence, uh, without fear of competition, with allowing me our students will learn more effectively and with greater confidence.
Okay, that's good. What about you, classmate Valeria?
Okay, based on past experience I've had with in-person practice, it's very gratifying how students see you as a learning model and have confidence in you when it comes to learning and trying to speak English.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, and me, I answered that question that the most rewarding aspect of my practice experience with the NAT was that it's a different methodology, right? I think that it has a more virtual methodology because it's a virtual university, and we have different spaces like agoras with conference, different ways to make our practical experience more different. And also we have the different resources that give of the course, like the different simulators that we have on the course, that they plan in different problematical situations, and we had to make the analysis to give some solutions to respond different situations. So I think that they will not have a very interesting methodology, in special during this course, doing this foreign language. I think that I have a good experience, so I think that it was a good rewarding. Yes, it's that I can say, right? So let's continue with the second question. That is, how did your understanding of language acquisition theories evolve during the course? What did you learn? Okay, so let's start again with the classmate Tanya. What have to answer to this question?
Okay, I think I had notion of the theory, but didn't know the follower. But using the course, I know only can then, but I applied then, and I could identify then mostly in
Okay.
the other class during the observation. I learned that uh, both in the learning and the teaching of the second language influence factors that help or German. For example, that the annotation in the ability with we are born to learning language. By on the other hand, we have the affective filter that can block us for the fear of the speaking in front of the very common amount those you are studying.
Okay, that's good, classmate. So, what about you, Angelica?
No se te escucha, Angélica.
Yeah, we can hear you, classmate. Okay, so while classmate Angelica could
Excuse me.
solution. Okay, yes.
During the course, I realized that theories like creation inputs hypotheses emphasize the role of comprehensive input in language learning, and learning that for a student to acquire any language, it is essential that they receive information they can understand, even if they don't understand every word. It changed my teaching approach as I now see to create an environment where students feel comfortable and motivated to interact with the language using materials and activities that are accessible and relevant to them.
Okay, that's good. What about you, classmate Valeria?
Okay, at the beginning of the course, my understanding of languages acquisition was primarily theoretical and abstract. However, as we explored different concepts, I began to understand the profound influence these ideas have on classroom practice. I learned that these are not just academic concepts, but crucial tools for real learning. And my perspective evolved from considering theory as something distant to understanding it as an essential guide.
Okay, perfect. And for me, I think that I understand some of the language acquisition theories, like different methodologies that we have to uh, evolve, right? Like the different situations or the different tools that we have to make all these things. Um, I can think that I saw the language acquisition like something very academic, yes, at the beginning, but I don't like something it's so boring for me. Yes, at the beginning I think that, but when I went to see more of the course, more the topic, I started to see how it's actually very important. And it's very useful in the real life, like in the classrooms. I realized also that these theories aren't used for like textbooks or just for to write. No, they are very helpful. That we can use to support students. Yes, they are very useful tools. I think that it really changed the way that I think that I could make the teaching. So yeah, I think that is very important. Continue with the third question that is which innovative activities showcased in the posters at the Agora event did you find most effective for teaching and learning English? What about you, hostmate Tanya? What you have to say?
So I really like the activity of practice with AI and the apps on the cell phone. Choose a replica because I even if I use type the application, but knowing new ones like the this that help me with speaking seems great. I know that for those of us you serve a lot with this skill, it, it will not be of the great help.
Okay, perfect. What about you, classmate Angelica?
I agree with you, Tanya. The use of technology such as internet application is very effective for teaching English as the Agora event. I was intrigued by the storytelling activity using digital tools. This activity not only improved students' language skills, but also foster their creativity. Eh, I believe that combining different methodologies such as astrology and the use of technology can enrich the learning experience.
Okay, perfect. What about you, classmate Valeria?
Activity that caught my attention the most was practice English with AI and digital comics because I think it is a very innovative activity which includes artificial intelligence as a learning tool for English and support for students.
Okay, perfect. Now I can say that in the Agora we have different activities that was very important and different posters that put different situations, different innovations, right? But I think that I found a poster that caught my attention. That was one that was talking about using the artificial intelligence, the AI, right, and digital comics to practice English. And yes, it was. I thought that was very interesting for me because I like the technology. I like to how to apply different ways to innovate, right, the different methods of learning or methodologies of teaching. So yes, I think that it was super original and creative because we can say that it meets the technology with the language learning. That think that in a way that is fun and with the students for today that like the technology, I think that is very important for them and it's more engaging for them, right? Yes, I think that using those tools, we can learn and use more of that. And because the classmates today, they have a right to use it. So yeah, I think that it was very important activity. So yep, let's pass with the last question. That is, what is your evaluation and reflection regarding the product presented at the Agora meeting? So classmate Tanya.
Okay, Cosmate. From the meeting, I can reflect on what the tutor Sergio say about the role of the student and the role of the teacher, about not being traditional in learning and teaching. But being innovative because it is a real issue that we must live in the past and give us the opportunity to be better in the what we do. I consider that each were present by the college in the Agora shows their show their sorry.
Okay.
I consider that it were present by the colleagues in the Agora shows their commitment to improve in us the teaching world and what we have learning and the its core.
Okay. Interesting, classmate. So, what about you, Angelica? What do you have to say about this question?
I think the quality of the presentation was high. It reflected the hard work and dedication of everyone involved. The collaboration among the students showed how the can work can lead to innovation solutions. Definitely, I believe this product can serve as valuable resource for future education.
Okay, perfect. What about you, Valeria?
So I think each student has a different perspective when it comes to teaching, and that we all have different learning methods. But all activities proposed in the Agora seem very creative to me and will be very functional and effective for students today. Also, education is constantly being updated and adapted to the new generations, and that's a great thing.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, I think that this question can complement a little more the past questions. So, in my opinion, I think that a way to evaluate and a final reflection regarding the different products that was presented at the actual meeting, I think that the different projects were really impressive because the different groups they brought every different ideas that were very important, um, and they have different teaching styles. Um, that I don't know. I think that those things made it super interesting. And all the president on the Agora, they can say that because it was very commented in the commentary. Every person, they say different apportation like the comments and other ideas that are very important. So yeah, I believe that all the activities could work well um, with to the students, and I think that it was great to see how the education can keep the evolving to match the need of the new generation, because we know that the new generations like the technology, they are all the day in their cell phones, they have technologies at every moment, and they born with the technology in their hands. So I think they combine these different tools is important. So I think that the Agora was a good grade, yes, in the way of evaluation. Mm, I think that left me with a positive feeling. Mm, and yes, I think that the future of the teaching have a very clear mind. And yes, so that was all the questions. And yes, that was our answers. I hope, teacher Yara, that you have enjoyed our response. And I personally, I like the course, and I thank you for your insights, for all your efforts, for all your teaching about this course. I like the course. I have learned a bit more about the different language methods to apply. So from me, thank you. I don't know if the another classmate wants to give a funny message.
Not quite me.
Okay. So yeah, I think that is all. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.